The moment you start realizing who the fuck you are and what you are, the less bullshit you start tolerating, whether that is in a relationship, in a job, in your family dynamic, whatever it might be, you start leveling up quick. Welcome to Pretty and Kink. I'm your host, Tara V, and I'm here to bring you along on this weird little journey called life. I'm an adult content creator and I'm an awkward girl extraordinaire. I am here to show you that life can be messy and weird and beautiful all at the same time. I want to show you the awkward side of sexy and the sweet side of dirty and the beauty that's in the darkness. I'm not afraid to talk about the things that make most people uncomfortable, so consider this your trigger warning. Let's buckle up, let me be your safe word, and let's go get weird. Hello. Welcome to Pretty and Kink. How you feeling today? You feeling okay? You think you're looking okay? You checked yourself out in the mirror and you're like, ooh, okay. I see you. How you doing? Well, I'm here to talk about having those days and being a-okay with tooting your own horn, because we can't rely on anybody else to do it. We gotta toot our own horns. Toot, toot, I'm feeling good. And the more you toot it, the better you're gonna feel. That all sounded so silly. I'm sorry, but toot, toot. I was inspired for this episode just with having a day that I was feeling myself, honestly. And I posted a story on Instagram tooting my own horn, and basically saying like, hey, I look good. Guys, I look good. Look at me. I'm feeling okay. And it was funny because as soon as I posted it, I was kind of like, ooh, I don't know, that felt weird. I don't know if I should have done that. And I think it's because it's so ingrained in us, I think especially for women, where we're not supposed to shine too bright. You don't want to boast too much about yourself, whether that is about your successes or your physical appearance and how you're feeling about it. We're kind of taught to stay kind of quiet or you get judged. And, I'm going to bet that very few of us could say that we have never judged somebody when they are walking around with confidence and just, they know their fire and you can tell. And you look at him and you're like, who does she think she is? Or who does he think he is? Right? Like, it doesn't feel good to say we've done it, but I would bet most of us have. I will admit I for sure have. And I'm sure part of that comes from the fact that I actually have quite low self-esteem. And so just like I have consistently said in so many episodes, a lot of times when we are being judgmental or speaking negatively about another person, if we really pay attention and take a look, there's something going on internally that is being reflected back at us that we don't like because we don't feel like facing it. But I am here to say, let's not judge people for feeling themselves and letting the world know, because fuck it. Life is short, right? And if you feel good, let the world know. Walk with confidence, strut your stuff. You want to throw a thirst trap on Instagram? Get that sucker up there. Get thirsty. Enjoy it, because life is way too short. And I don't know, I have spent so many years with such low self-esteem and just quieting myself and not feeling good about myself. I have both low self-esteem and low self-confidence. So it's an amazing mix. And those two words a lot of times become very interchangeable. And they are actually two different things that sort of overlap, but they actually are two different things. With your self-esteem, it's more how you value yourself and how you appreciate yourself, versus confidence, your self-confidence is more about your belief in abilities that you have. You're trusting in yourself with abilities or knowledge and your skills where you're like, yeah, I'm really good at this job, right? So imagine that scenario where you're like, I have amazing self-confidence with the work I do. I know I am damn good at it. I am proud of myself and I can stand before anybody and say, yes, I'm good at this job. But then you could go ahead and have a low self-esteem where you don't understand your worth. And so you don't know how to ask your boss for the money you should be getting paid because you're damn good at your job, right? That's the difference. But I personally think that they really affect each other. And if you work on one, it can help build up the other. And so toot toot, just toot the horn. And like anything else in life, it takes work. Nothing is easy, right? Because I feel like I say so many cheesy lines, but if everything was easy, everybody would have what they wanted. And it's true though. So we have to work to build our self-esteem and our confidence. I know for me personally, I have struggled basically my whole life. I have never felt good about myself, both in my abilities and in just how I feel as far as worth and when I look at myself in the mirror. It's been a long journey to come to a day that I can go, toot, toot, look at me. And I will tell you, there are many more days where I wake up and I just don't feel good about myself. I don't think I look good. I will pick myself apart. And the older I get, the more I'm calling bullshit on that. And I am forcing myself to love myself. Ultimately, when you do work on yourself and build your confidence and start loving yourself more, you can take that everywhere in life. And that includes the bedroom, where you will start feeling more confident and have more self-esteem in yourself. I know I have spoken to women that won't take their shirts off during sex, or they don't want the lights on because they don't want their partner to really see their body because their self-esteem is so low. And the more you build that, the more confident you're going to get. And it's not going to matter if you're not at that body type that you want. You're still gonna walk in that bedroom like, fuck yeah, look at me. You're damn lucky that I'm crawling in bed with you because look at me. It can just help you so much. And the same thing with the confidence. As you get more confident in the things that you're doing in the bedroom, the more you're going to want to play and explore and do all those fun things, So it's important to build that stuff because it really can transfer into so many areas of our lives. It's not just going like, ooh, I look hot, and so I just want to walk around looking hot. Like, yeah, obviously we all want to look hot, both men and women, but I want to look hot where I know that I can walk in a room and I don't give a fuck. I don't care who's looking at me. I don't care who's not looking at me, because I appreciate what I am and I appreciate who I am and what I bring to the table. And the more I have worked on myself, oh man, like just the better life has gotten. And that might make you kind of think like, well, what does that even mean? Like, how can you looking in the mirror and feeling better about yourself make such drastic changes in your life? But the more you appreciate yourself and you start knowing the things that you're good at and you realize that you do have worth, your social circle is going to change, your career life is going to change, your dynamics with your family, like everything. I am telling you, because you stop taking bullshit. Whatever it is, whether it's you're in a relationship with somebody that never makes you feel attractive and suddenly you start seeing yourself for what you are, you're not going to tolerate that partner that is ignoring all of these amazing qualities in you, right? You're going to be like, damn, you better start telling me that I'm beautiful. You better start telling me that I'm handsome, or I'm out, because now I understand who I am, what I am, and what I can get. So you better start appreciating me as much as I appreciate me. And then as you build that self-esteem, You're also going to start building your confidence, and it's going to be the same thing. You might walk in a job and be like, you know what? This is bullshit. I was online. I saw how much I should be getting paid. I did my research. I am damn good at this job. I want a raise. You will start demanding more and getting more because people are more apt to listen to somebody that has self-confidence because of the way they hold themselves. They're going to demand more attention and they're going to get more attention. So it's just so important to learn to embrace everything about yourself and to not be afraid to let it shine. Don't worry if somebody's like, who are you? Like, you're walking around like you're hot shit. Like, who do you think you are that you can do that? Well, I'm me. And so I'm going to do it. And I'm going to keep on prancing. I don't care how much it pisses you off. Watch me prance, prance, prance. Like, just start owning it. It took me a long, long time to be this way. And again, I have so much further to go. But I embrace it when I feel it. And when I feel good and feel like, fuck yeah, I've got it going on, I do start feeling like I can accomplish more and meet more of my goals. And that is something that is so important with self-confidence because you really start realizing who you are. So let's work on it. Let's try and make ourselves love ourselves better and more often, and fucking embrace it when you're feeling it. I don't care if it's once a month, that's the only time, it's that few and far between, and you feel damn fucking good, then make that a damn fucking good day. And make sure you shine as bright as you can. And the more days you have like that, the more natural it's all gonna feel. So how do we do it though? How do we suddenly go like, oh, I look amazing? We don't wake up one day where yesterday we woke up feeling so ugly and like we weren't good at anything, and then the next day wake up and be like, fuck yeah, watch out, I'm a pro at everything and I am a supermodel. We got to do the work. I know it sucks. We all want it to be easy, but just like everything else in life, it's so annoying. It takes work. And the work to do is sometimes uncomfortable, for self-esteem. If you have low self-esteem with your looks, then I challenge you to look at yourself more. And it's so uncomfortable to do, but do it. And do it regularly. Ideally, you want to do it every single day, but I know that can be uncomfortable. So start with once a week if you have to, and just look at yourself and appreciate what you see and start picking out things that you really like about yourself. I don't care how tiny it is. It can be that you like the shape of your earlobe. Then that's what you love about yourself. Or it can be something, bigger where you're just like, I love my physique. Whatever it is, embrace it. And then go back to the mirror again and see those things that you love. And then see if you can't find something else. Stop looking at the things you don't like and start looking at the things that you do like. And for your self-confidence, it's essentially the same thing. Start finding things that you do enjoy doing and get good at it. And the things that you don't have a lot of confidence in, start practicing more. Start doing it more. The more you do it, the more confident you're going to get. And as you grow in these things, everything gets better in life. And I know that sounds so cheesy, like, yeah, right, okay, I suddenly think I'm hot or I think I'm good at this thing. Like, how does that make my life better? But it really does. It improves your self-worth. And the moment you start realizing who the fuck you are and what you are, the less bullshit you start tolerating, whether that is in a relationship, in a job, in your family dynamic, whatever it might be, you start leveling up quick. Personally, for me, I have struggled with my self-esteem and my self-confidence basically my whole life. I am only now in this era of my life finally understanding who I am and understanding that I want to take up as much fucking space as possible because I deserve it. And for most of my life, I've been afraid to take up that space. And now I'm like, get out of my way. I'm here to take up space. It took a long time to get here, and quite honestly, I sort of fast tracked to this place through a lot of trauma, which I highly don't recommend. Don't take my route. But I was sort of forced to grow and change, or potentially not survive, basically. I had to make changes, and we will go so much deeper into this conversation in another episode because it's deep. But for this episode, yeah, I went through some pretty serious trauma in 2020, and my whole life changed. From that point forward, I started making a lot of changes that needed to happen in my life. And that included relationships and friendships. And then in 2021, I got really, really sick with COVID. I ended up having to quarantine for a month, and I am single and I live alone. And so I repeat, I had to quarantine for a month. It was absolute hell. My only friend was a little lizard. I live in Florida. I had a little lizard that somehow got in my house, and he lived on one of my plants. And that was my best buddy, Larry the lizard. Other than that, my only human interaction was when I would leave the house to drive to Walgreens to speak to somebody through a glass window to get my COVID test. It was a long month. However, when you were alone for a whole month and you've just lived through basically a year of trauma already, you start taking a good hard look at your life and at yourself. And I very quickly realized I had to make changes. I had a job that I allowed to suck the ever-loving life out of me. I mean, it was horrible, and I am embarrassed to this day to admit the things that I tolerated. The strong Tara today looks at that Tara and thinks, what the fuck was wrong with you? But it's that age old, like, when you know better, you do better. And I sat in this house for 30 days and I returned to work. And within a week, I put in my resignation and I left. And I knew I would never tolerate what I tolerated then. And I haven't. And the same goes for friendships. I have basically completely let go of almost every single friend from that time period because they didn't serve me. They kept me down and they didn't support me growing and changing because they weren't growing and changing. So look at who you're surrounding yourself with and look at where you're allowing people to take advantage of you and encourage your low self-esteem and encourage your low self-confidence, because when you don't feel good about yourself, that can benefit somebody else. So I think in my previous position, my boss was aware that I had low self-esteem in that I didn't feel like I could go elsewhere and receive basically the same pay that I was receiving. I was damn confident in my job. I was fucking good at what I did, but I did not have that self-esteem that allowed me to believe that I was valuable enough to go elsewhere. So that benefited her so much with me staying far longer than I should have. And by having such low self-esteem and not understanding my worth in who I am and what I do bring to the table to others, I allowed myself to stay in a horrendously toxic relationship that almost killed me. And so when you have that low self-esteem and you think like, I'm not good enough for anything else, I'm not good enough for somebody else, that's going to benefit a partner that doesn't want you to go, that they need you, whether that's financially or emotionally. So start paying attention to the places that might be benefiting from you not feeling good about yourself, and start doing the work to build that confidence up in yourself and start appreciating yourself more to take the steps to start going elsewhere, or stay where you're at and put your foot down and start demanding. I know what I am now and I know who I am, so you're going to pay me what you should be paying me, or I'm going to go somewhere else. Or you better treat me better. You better start appreciating who I am, or I'm going to leave you my partner and I'm going to go find somebody that will know exactly what they have and appreciate the fuck out of me. So as you grow, you will find a lot will change in your life. It's just a matter of doing it. And it's a matter of doing that uncomfy stuff. So look in the mirror every day, or once a week, or once a month even. Like, just find something you like. And it doesn't have to be just physical. Maybe you have an amazing sense of humor and you always make your friends laugh, or maybe with your self-confidence, that like you're so fucking good with woodworking. Like, you can carve anything out of a chunk of wood, whatever it is. Remind yourself of it on a regular basis. And the more you do that, the more you're going to believe it, the more you're going to feel it. And the more you're going to strut your fucking stuff and keep on toot, toot, tootin' as you walk down the street, as you walk into the boardroom, as you walk into the bedroom, wherever it is. Everyone's going to have to like hold their ears because they're like, ooh, that toot tootin' is loud. I got to put some sunglasses on because damn, they are shining. People gravitate to that. I promise you, like, you will be amazed at the leveling up. And then again, when you start taking that stuff into the bedroom, watch the fuck out. It's just going to be so great. So start working on it. And I want to hear you tooting your horn. Got it? I feel like I said tooting so many times. I'm really sorry. This episode was brought to you by a lot of caffeine. So I apologize. But still, toot toot. So as always, the anonymous question link is in my show notes. So what I want from you guys after this episode, I want you to go in the show notes. I want you to click that link and I want you to toot your own horn in that. Tell me something that you fucking love about yourself. You have beautiful hair, or you're amazing at Excel spreadsheets, which if you are, goddamn, you are like a hero. Just saying. Whatever it is, I want to hear it. So click the link and go toot that horn. And of course, as always, I beg, I plead, I throw myself on the ground and say, pretty please, leave me a 5-star rating or a super happy review or subscribe, because those things significantly help me in the numbers game, which is super annoying. But anyways, that's it. No more groveling, no more begging, just tooting. Okay, I'm done. I promise. I love you guys. Get out there, be super fucking weird, and be goddamn hot while you do it. And I'll see you next week. Toot that motherfucking horn louder than you've ever tooted it before. Toot, toot, look at me. Toot, toot. Toot, 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 tootin'. Toot, toot. Toot, toot, I'm feeling good. Toot, toot. Damn, what are you doing later tonight? Can I take you out? Toot, toot.